The Xylo's observation vessel, the aesthete, drifted silently, a fractal masterpiece of light and form, a living sculpture in the void. Captain Thale, his crystalline form shimmering with internal light, gazed upon the emerald swirl of earth through the viewport. He admired its unrefined beauty, the vibrant, chaotic blues and greens. But its inhabitants, suboptimal life forms, observed his navigator Lies. Her voice, a melodic cascade of tones, held the faintest hint of polite dismissal. Their atmospheric composition is a thermodynamic nightmare. Their social structures are based on illogical emotional attachments. Their technology, primitive. Thale, a being whose very existence was an expression of elegance and efficiency, sighed a harmonic hum. Indeed, Lies. They solve problems with crude force where subtle energy manipulations would suffice. They communicate with harsh vibrations rather than resonant thought forms. They build things that are merely functional, not inherently beautiful, yet they persist. He considered the endless human squabbles, the messy passion, the chaotic bursts of innovation. They were an aesthetic anomaly, a discordant note in the galactic symphony. The Xylos, ancient and refined, simply observed, documented, and occasionally, with immense reluctance, interfered to prevent true galactic disharmony. But mostly they ignored the minor, ugly noise of humanity. Then the true noise began. It wasn't a communication or a declaration. It was an absence. A sudden, terrifying void expanding at the edge of the galaxy. The Xylos designated it the Great Void Bloom. It consumed light, matter, and even the very fabric of space-time, leaving behind nothing. Its expansion was inexorable, its hunger absolute. Thale's sophisticated analysis tools, designed for graceful, efficient problem-solving, screamed a single, terrifying truth: no known elegant solution. Other galactic powers, too, met the void bloom. The luminescent Cathar sent fleets of their delicate plasma cutters, designed to slice through starships like silk. The bloom absorbed their energy, growing stronger. The silicon-based gravitors attempted to contain it with immense gravitational fields. The bloom bent the fields, incorporating their energy into its expansion. Panic rippled through the galaxy, a cacophony of fear that jarred Thale's sensitive Xylo senses. His people, however, remained stoic. Logical despair was still despair, but it was ordered despair. The bloom is unaffected by organized energy, Captain, Lies reported, her tones losing their melodic quality, replaced by a flat, computational hum. It feeds on coherence. Our most elegant solutions are merely sustenance. Then the data streams from the Sol system flared. Not with elegant analyses or precise energy readings, but with raw, unrefined aggression. Humanity was reacting. They are deploying kinetic munitions, Lies questioned, a shudder of disgust passing through her light body. Massive, unguided projectiles of condensed ore. What barbarity! Thale watched, fascinated despite his aesthetic revulsion. Human ships, ugly, angular vessels designed for brute force, were ramming themselves, or asteroids they'd crudely modified, directly into the expanding edge of the void bloom. Crude, unrefined nuclear detonations flared briefly in the void, their messy, uncontrolled energy utterly lacking the clean beauty of Xylo's fusion. A raw, unfiltered transmission blasted through the comms, unmodulated by polite filters, direct from Earth. A human female, her face stern, defiant, appeared on the viewscreen. General Anya Petrova, her insignia proclaimed. To any who are listening, Petrova's voice rasped, devoid of Xylo's elegance, but thick with a strange, fierce resolve. This is Earth, we know what that thing is. We don't have your fancy shields or your elegant lasers. We don't care how beautiful your weapons are. We just care if they work. We're going to hit it. We're going to keep hitting it. And if we have to crack this whole damn system apart to do it, then that's what we'll do. Thale felt a ripple of something. Not fear, not disgust, but a profound disorientation. The human's words were a cacophony, a discordant anti-logic. They were literally throwing rocks at a cosmic horror that consumed light. It was like trying to clean a stained glass window with a hammer. Days bled into weeks. The Xylos continued their refined, perfectly calculated observations from a safe distance, documenting the galactic collapse, awaiting the inevitable. The void bloom, however, continued its advance. It passed other systems, consuming planets with silent grace. But around the Sol system, something unexpected began to happen. Captain, Liza's voice was now sharp, devoid of any aesthetic pretense. The bloom's expansion rate has fluctuated. Where human impacts are concentrated, its growth is less efficient. Thale ordered deeper analysis. The Xylos had known the void bloom absorbed coherent energy. Its core was a perfect logical construct of antimatter, but what it wasn't designed for was disorder. The chaotic, inefficient energy from human kinetic impacts and raw, unfiltered explosions didn't offer the bloom a neat, organized energy packet to consume. It was like trying to drink soup from a sieve. It was messy. It was jarring. The bloom, designed to unravel structured reality, struggled to integrate something so utterly unstructured. The ugly detonations didn't elegantly vanish. They ripped and tore at the fabric of space in a way the bloom couldn't smoothly consume. Their crude methods, they are creating, static in its consumption process, Thale murmured, a new, unsettling realization dawning on him. It's like trying to perfectly absorb a liquid, only to be hit with a handful of sand. The void bloom was still advancing, still consuming, but its flawless expansion was marred by pockets of resistance. Areas where human, chaotic, brutal attacks had left raw, unhealed scars in space that the bloom couldn't perfectly smooth over. Then came the final transmission from Earth, General Petrova looking haggard but with a fierce light in her eyes. "This is it," she stated, her voice tight. "Project Hammer. Every last ounce of refined matter, every last scrap of heavy elements, every last bit of energy we could scavenge or force out of our planet. It's ugly, it's dirty, it's everything you elegant aliens hate. But we think it might just work." Thale watched in a horrified fascination as the data streams from Earth showed Project Hammer. It wasn't a weapon, it was an abomination. A colossal, asymmetrical construct of fused asteroids, repurposed starship husks, and raw, unstable isotopes, all cobbled together into a monstrous, inefficient projectile. It spun chaotically as it launched, powered by bursts of what could only be described as desperation. It was designed to deliver one last, catastrophic, chaotic blow. It was the ultimate expression of human inefficiency. "Its energy signature is barbaric," Liz reported, her light body actually shuddering. "It will create immense, uncontained spatiotemporal distortions upon detonation. It is an act of cosmological vandalism." "It is humanity," Thale stated, his own inner light dimming in a moment of profound, unsettling realization. "It is effective." Project Hammer slammed into the very heart of the great void bloom. There was no elegant implosion, no graceful absorption. Instead, the universe ripped. A blinding flash, a raw, uncontrolled explosion of energy that tore a localized, screaming hole in space itself. It was the antithesis of everything Xylos held sacred, ugly, loud, destructive. But the void bloom didn't elegantly disappear. It shattered. Its perfect, consuming more buckled, then broke apart, collapsing into a chaotic, messy implosion of raw, disorganized matter and antimatter. It was destroyed, not gracefully consumed but broken. The great void bloom was gone. In its place, a churning, chaotic void, an ugly scar of disrupted space, a raw, screaming testament to humanity's desperate, unrefined power. Thales's entire understanding of the universe, of elegance, of power, had been fundamentally overturned. His Xylo's senses recoiled from the lingering disorder, but his logical processes couldn't deny the outcome. Humanity had saved the galaxy. With a hammer, he contacted Earth. His voice, for the first time, was not a perfectly modulated harmonic, but slightly off-key. "General Petrova," he began, finding himself uncharacteristically at a loss for his usual elegant salutations. "The void bloom, it is eradicated." Petrova's face, weary but resolute, nodded. "Yeah, told you we'd hit it." Thale paused. "Your methods were unrefined, suboptimal. Inefficient to an extreme." Petrova actually chuckled, a harsh, grating sound by Xylo's standards. "Yeah, well, it worked, didn't it? Sometimes you just gotta break things." Thale considered this. Sometimes you just gotta break things. An entirely alien concept to the Xylos, whose purpose was to bring order and elegance. He realized then that for all their ancient wisdom, for all their aesthetic perfection, the Xylos had become fragile. Too focused on what was beautiful, and not enough on what was brutally effective. "The Xylos Collective extends its gratitude," Thale finally managed, the word feeling strange on his light body. "We misjudged. We invite humanity to collaborative efforts, particularly concerning unrefined threats." Petrova grinned, a wide, challenging, utterly un-Xylos-like expression. "Took you long enough. Just try not to break too much yourselves, okay? We are still learning how to fix everything." As the communication ended, Thale turned to Lies. "We have learned a profound lesson, Lies. There is elegance in chaos. There is beauty in blunt force. And there is something terrifyingly pragmatic about humans." Lies, still processing the raw data of Project Hammer's detonation, simply hummed a discordant, uncertain tone. The universe, it seemed, was far messier than the Xylos had ever conceived. And sometimes, a good, hard, messy punch was exactly what was needed.